Hello, I'm Joe Christensen, president of the Smithy Company. We're located here next to the Columbia River in the Dalles, Oregon. As you can see, we've got a beautiful morning here this morning. We hope you're having a nice day wherever you are. I consider myself a fairly normal person, which means I don't feel comfortable in front of this camera, so I'm going to try and make this quick. We're proud to bring you the Smithy multi-purpose machine tool. It's a great product, and we appreciate your interest in it. We've got a short video here we'd like you to see. In it, you're going to see the Smithy, and you're going to see what can be done with it. You're also going to meet a few folks who are using the Smithy now, and you're going to see what they've been able to accomplish. We're not going to give you a big sales pitch. We consider ourselves small town folk, and we're not going to hype you. We simply want you to see this product and see what it can do. It'll save you money. It'll save you time. It'll give you a sense of accomplishment for doing things you haven't been able to do before. Enjoy the video. Give us a call. Stop by and see us here in the Dalles, Oregon. We'd love to have you. Thank you.
The Smithy Lathe Mill Drill AT300 power feed machine is used by hobbyists, industry and education, ultralight aircraft builders, RC modelers, plane and auto restorers, gunsmiths, weekend racers, handymen, do-it-yourselfers, go-karters, modelers, street rodders, alternator rebuilders, prototypers, auto shops, shop classes, pump rebuilders, small job shops, motorcycle racers, sailboaters, telescope builders, rental yards, small engine repair shops, farmers, experimental aircraft builders, anyone that works in metal, wood, plastics, and more. Many of you may have already spoken to me on the phone. What we'd like to do now is to take you out in the shop, get a Smithy out of the crate, and take a look at it. So let's go do it. The Smithy Lathe Mill Drill comes shipped in a sturdy wooden package and is shipped on common carrier truck to your location. The inside of the box is covered with a water repellent lining, and the Smithy is further packed in a plastic cover for protection. It comes equipped with a 3/4 horsepower dual capacitor start 110 motor. Features a transmission with a fill port and a sight glass for ease in viewing transmission fluid level. The Smithy comes ready to operate. The 110 plug is even already installed on the machine. There's actually a minimal setup involved once you take Smithy out of the crate. The hand wheels on the machine are reversed during shipping in order to protect them. Simply remove the nuts and turn the handles around. The Smithy's unique design allows the milling head to be used either as a milling machine or as a drill press. The design also includes a tool post vise built in standard on the carriage table. Tooling is held in the milling head with the standard drawbar. Metric and inch drawbars are included in the machine. Drawbar cover is packed inside the mill head cover during shipping for protection. It simply screws into place. Once the handles have been reversed, it's time to clean the machine. The machine, of course, is packed in cosmoline and grease for protection against rust and corrosion. Simply clean it with kerosene, non-corrosive, or white mineral spirits. Take special care to clean the grooves in the pulleys on the lathe and on the milling head. Once the grease has been removed, it's time to install the belts. The belts simply roll into place. And there you have it. The Smithy is completed, ready to run, installed on a workbench. The machine comes standard with the 5-inch 3-jaw chucks, with inside and outside jaws. You can effectively work 22 inches between centers, 12 inches over the swing, and 7 inches over the carriage table. Spindle nose to table is approximately 10 inches. The drill press has a throw of 3.75 inches and features a unique clutch which enables it to work either as a drill press when the clutch is disengaged, or when the drill press is engaged, it functions as a milling machine. Please note the calibrated dials and inches it floats. With the clutch engaged, you're able to fine feed the mill for extremely accurate work. The belt on the mill drill drive features 2 positions and allows you the ability, when used in combination, to select 12 speeds. Tools are held in the milling head by a drawbar. The taper on the mill drill head is a standard Morse taper 3. Tailstock is a Morse taper 2, features handle, calibrated dial in inches, oil nipples, a barrel lock, and adjustable gibs on the tailstock itself to allow you to maintain the machine's original accuracy. The lead screw handles features the familiar Bridgeport style safety handle. Again, calibrated dials in inches. The machine also features unique lifting pegs which enable you to use an engine hoist or similar apparatus to move it into position. Once the pegs have been used for moving the machine, they're simply slid back into place out of the way. The tool post for the machine is very simple. 4-position turret tool post with a quick release. The dial, the base is calibrated to 30 degrees, and the turret itself will hold up to 4 tools and can be locked in any position. The tool post base also features a unique built-in vise. Please note that the end of the jaws on the vise may be removed for cutting larger diameter shafts or cutting compound angle tapers. The cross-feed screw again is calibrated in inches. The hanging wheel system allows you to select through the use of 17 different gears, 40 different inch threads, and 14 different metric threads. The Smithy is capable of cutting both inch and metric threads and features 2 speeds on the power feed mechanism. To cut a thread, one simply engages the speed as per the chart in the gearbox, positions this tool, and then turns the power feed knob. To disengage, simply turn the knob back. Standard features are operator manual, 3/4 horse, 110 motor, Morse taper 2, half-inch drill chuck, wrenches, taper drift. It also comes complete with a Morse taper 2 and 4 dead centers, tool post, index tool base, quick release tool holder, drawbar, and the 5-inch 3-jaw universal scrolling chuck with inside and outside jaws. All these items pictured here are standard on the Smithy machine. Now let's watch the machine run. Let's actually watch the Smithy do some cutting now. First, install your work securely in the chuck. We've already pre-tapped the end of this to hold the tailstock taper. Incidentally, here we're using a live center, one of the accessories, many accessories available for the Smithy. Secure the work, and then we can start cutting. The Smithy uses standard toolings, in this case 3/8-inch shanks on all the carbide cutting tools. The Lathe Spindle itself features roller taper bearings to allow you to maintain accuracy over the life of the machine. Not a feature commonly found in these smaller lathes. The Smithy features a spindle shaft of 1 1/16 inch in diameter. Larger bar stock can be worked simply by pushing it through the head and then clamping in place. Smithy does feature a swing of 12 inches over the bed and 7 inches over the carriage. When working on the lathe, it is possible to swing the mill head entirely out of the way and lock it in position. The power feed option of the Smithy is in the longitudinal direction only. The lathe features a 12-inch swing over the gap, 7 inches over the table, 22 between centers. Power feed, it cuts threads, 20-inch pitches and 14 metric pitches, a 4-position tool post, an index tool base, a built-in vise, a 5-inch 3-jaw chuck with inside and outside jaws, calibrated dials in inches, a 1 1/16 inch spindle bore, 6 speeds from 150 through 1600 RPM, and standard Morse tapers in the tailstock and the milling head. When it's time to use the mill, it removes the tool post from the table and attaches the desired accessory using the T-slots To engage the milling head, simply slide the clutch, located on the lathe spindle, in to engage the mill feature. Again, close all covers before operating the smithy. In this case, we're operating the smithy with a standard Morse Taper 3 end mill adapter using a 3/8 inch end mill. We're cutting aluminum to demonstrate the ease with which plunge cutting can be done with the center cut end mill adapter. The drill features a 1/2 inch drill chuck and drill chuck arbor standard with the machine. Chuck to table distance is 9.8 inches to 6.7 inches. You have a 3.75 inch quill throw and 6.9 inches from the spindle center to the column. The mill drill features 12 speeds and the head swivels 360 degrees. With the drill press disengaged, and the clutch engaged, it's possible to fine feed the mill feature and to run the smithy as a conventional milling machine. Again, we're using a Morse Taper 3 3/8 inch end mill adapter using a standard 4-flute center cutting end mill. Again, the material we're working on is aluminum. The fine feed mechanism allows you to precisely control the depth of any cut desired with the mill. In order to cut angles with the milling machine, it's advised that one purchase an accessory such as a milling table, or in this case what we're looking at here, a 3-inch 0 to 90 degree angle tilt vise. Since the smithy is designed for U.S. industry, accessories for the machine are readily available from Smithy or from other major suppliers. All tooling is standard Morse tapers. All bearings in the machine are standard roller taper bearings. Now let's take a look at what we've actually done here. We've made a plunge cut, and by tilting the vise, cut a 45-degree angle on one side of the aluminum block. Again, the mill accepts all Morse Taper 3 tools. The table width is 5.9 inches and length is 7.9 inches. T-slots are standard 7/16. It does feature 12 speeds on the machine as well. We'd like you now to meet Neil Harth. Neil Harth is a farmer. He's a wheat farmer located in Oregon, and we'd like to hear what he has to say about the smithy machine that he has.
We've always had a use for small lathes, just for making bushings and building up shafts and turning them down and that sort of thing. Last week we used it. We built up the hitch pins and the caps, quenched them, hardened them a little bit, and then chucked them up and turned them down. I figure we had probably $40 worth of time in it and material, and a new one sells for $80. And that's a lot cheaper than going and buying a new one every time your hitch pin wears out. Another thing we want to do with it is, it's got the attachment for the self-feeding so we can cut threads, is build stub shafts for the plows and whatnot. Whenever you chew up a little stub axle or something, you could just chuck it up in the lathe here and make it instead of going to town and buying it. We also use the mill attachment for cutting keyways and that sort of thing. Just like if you get a keyway in a shaft that's just wore out, instead of buying the new shaft, turn the shaft over, cut the keyway on the other side, and put it back in and run it. Well, we've had the first model that come out for about 2 years, and we've had this one here for about 6 months now. Because it has the automatic feed on it, which makes it a lot easier.
The price on the thing, was it worthwhile?
I thought the price was very good for what you got. We've priced a lot of little lathes to do small work here in the shop, and this one compared to what I've priced is about 2/3 the price of the other ones.
Where they're going to be and how they're going to be.
We'd like you now to meet Jack Barnes, president of the Skunk Works. If there's a project you can envision on a small plane, Jack Barnes can make it happen. We're here in his shop today to talk with him for a few minutes and to ask him a little bit about his smithy and what he's done with it.
Good old plane.
That's a nice tool to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like one of these. Well, I gotta get that English wheel done so I can do some compound curves. Heat of Benelex, which we make these forms out of. Benelex is used in electrical transformers. Well, then I take a fly cutter and cut out my forms here. Then we take this piece of aluminum and trim it, make it so it's roughly with the size we want. And this aluminum will be sitting flat on a piece of neoprene. Oh, the neoprene's approximately 1/2 inch thick, maybe a little thicker. We have a huge press. We just press the piece of Benelex down into the neoprene. And that way we come up with our ribs, and only male form is needed that way. It makes making ribs and things or parts on that order a lot easier to do. Saves a lot of time. When you buy a sheet of it, it cost me about $200 for a sheet, but the forms that I have made, I did all that retractable gear ribs, plus these ribs for this goose. And
No, you don't have to wear goggles. This isn't a dangerous part. Depends. Do you like your machine?
when I bought that little guy, I feel like there's nothing I can't build without it, you know. And of course you're limited probably to size, but I only build mostly small things, so I even took the brake rotor off of the Blazer the other day.
What we'd like to do now is to take a look at one of Jack's actual projects. Jack built a retractable landing gear system for an RV Van Grunsum aircraft for Mr. David Lewis of David Lewis Aviation, located in Hillsboro, Oregon. You notice that the RV-4 is typically designed as a fixed gear aircraft, but this plane in the front here is the project which he completed. Although the landing gear components themselves are stock off-the-shelf items, all the support gear, the rebuilding in the wings, cutting the new wing ribs, the small fixtures for the actual completion of the project were all done on the Smithy. We'd also like you to meet briefly Mr. David Lewis of David Lewis Aviation. Next on the list is Coiltron. Coiltron is a semiconductor builder for medical and...
Takes up very little space. We turn a lot of metals, steel, aluminum, we turn epoxies, phenolics. We haven't had any problems whatsoever. As long as you take care of it, to keep it clean, you can do almost anything with it up to a certain size range. Other than that, we've got 3 guys that actually work on it. One of them's on vacation right now, which I wish he was here because he's amazing with it. Absolutely amazing what he can do with it. He's made some really special shapes. We have people outside with their CNC mills who won't touch it.
Huh. Sounds good.
But other than that, I think we've had it for almost a year.
Yeah.
And not one problem ever.
I like that.
And I mean, we couldn't have asked for more. It really does the job of a small job shop. And if it's for something for a home, or I'd love to have it at home. It was one of the best investments we've done in quite a while for shop tools. It's put our 2 drill presses literally out of work. Never use an outside machine shop now. It's very, very low. For something that we get down to where we need a 0.0001 tolerance, we do, because it just takes us too long to really dial in on something like that. But other than that, anything within 1,000s, 2,000 tolerance, we can hit that with our eyes closed. It's made some very happy people around here, and it saved us a lot of money. And our turnaround time for mandrels and molds and what have you is down to a day instead of a week.
A day?
A day. So now I don't have to get pressured by somebody saying, I need this, tomorrow. I can have it tomorrow.
Good.
Mainly for the medical industry, stay away from.
We'd like to thank Ed for showing us through Coiltron. These are some of the actual products that they build at their facility.
Yeah, I think it's this guy here. We actually made the mold for this right out there in the shop.
Again, this is a standard tooling package that comes with the Smithy at no charge. Additional packages are available for the Smithy. This features a number 1 tool package with cutters, end mill adapters, end mills, and safety goggles, mask, earplugs, the standard safety features you need. This features the items available in the number 2 and number 3 tool packages. 4-jaw chucks, flex disc cutters for sharpening carbide blades, fly cutters, safety shields, 3-inch 0 to 90 vise. Additional accessories are available from the Smithy, either from Smithy or from other suppliers. Again, since it uses standard U.S. industry tooling, many of these tools, in fact, can be picked up at local supply houses. Smithy Company is located at 3023 East 2nd Street in the Dalles, Oregon, 97058. Our 800 number is available from 8 to 5 Pacific Standard Time. The fax line is available 24 hours a day. We do accept Visa, MasterCard, and we can ship COD on Consolidated Freightways at your request. The Dalles, Oregon is located approximately 80 miles east of Portland on the Columbia River. If you'd like to swing by to pick up your machine, we can promise you some spectacular scenery, and we'll even buy you a pop out of the machine out front. Again, thanks for listening to the tape. If you have any questions, do give us a call. We're here to answer your questions. Again, the number is 800-345-6342. Thanks for watching.